Hi everybody. So welcome to Sunrise Stretch, Strength and Tone. So you should already be warm. You should have done your cardio. You should also have shoes on. I don't have shoes on. I'm taking a risk, but please do not take a risk working barefooted using weights. I just don't, not what I do in my house. So, but please be safe. So today you're going to need a chair. When you get your chair, make sure that it is set up so that it's all the way on your mat so it does not slide. We need to be safe, especially today. That's important, the way we're going to use our chair. And then also a set of heavy weights and a set of light weights. 2 each if you have them. If not, you can stop and pause and do one side then the other. You can improvise, whatever works for you. You all are experienced enough, you know what will work. All right. So in your shoes, in a best case scenario, I'd be standing on the other side of my chair. Just works better for filming if I do it this way. So if you want a little hip opener, stand on your left foot with your right foot sort of in this tree position. Or if you want to work hip flexors, maybe your knee is up. I'm going to rotate just a little bit up in front of you. So you decide, and if you don't want to hold it anywhere, you can set it one on top of each other. So I think that's the version I'll do today. My standing foot is parallel to the edge of my chair here. And so I'm just going to do one-legged heel lifts. So a lot of times we do this in class, but we have both feet on the mat. So today, just one leg, we get a little bit more challenge, right? Because one leg is doing all the work. So up and down, we're going to do about 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. I'm going to turn my back to you. I'm sorry, but I am. And same thing, my standing leg, this time my right leg is parallel to the seat of the chair. My hand is on the chair. And when I come up, I'm going to inhale up. You do what works for you. I want to be sure that the weight across the ball of my foot is equal, in that I'm not rolling to the outside of one foot or one side of my foot. I'm not on the pinky toe side or the big toe side. I'm coming up evenly and smoothly between. Do this one and one more. All right, I'm going to turn around. We're going to do that again. This time I'll count a little more carefully. I know some of you are counting for me. The Debs and other people. And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, nicely done. Let's do the other side. I'm back to my right side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good job. Let's just take one little quick stretch. I'm going to bring my heel forward, and I'm going to sink back in my hips. My left leg is bent. My right leg is long. I'm just going to stretch out that calf a little bit. Good. Remember, we have to hold those stretches about 30 to 45 seconds. My spine stays nice and long. Now weight on my right leg bent, left leg out in front. Flex at the hip, dig my heel in. If you were in a place where you could put your foot up against the wall or a step, you could do that. Alrighty, come on up. Now we're going to use that chair. We're going to use it to create a little stretch along the back side of the body. We'll do a down dog and then a plank and a swan. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to put my hands on my chair. And I'm going to make an upside down V shape with my body so that my tailbone is right over my heels, hopefully. And my spine is long, especially with those of you with the O. One of the O's, you've got to be careful. Keep that spine nice and long. I get a little stretch here. The back side, this will feel nice on those calves. The calves and the hamstrings attached to each other. So maybe you get both. Now I'm going to come forward and I'm going to come to a plank. Right? So I have a nice long line from the crown of my head, through my shoulders, through my hips, all the way down to my ankle. My hands are right underneath my shoulders. My belly's pulled up. From here, I'm going to sink my hips down. I'm going to put my gaze up a little bit, and I'm going to come into a swan. Good. So nice stretch for the abs. This is fine for anybody with osteoporosis. This position of the spine, this extended position, is fine for you. And I'm going to push back, and I'm going to take that down dog again. So nice stretch here. Step forward. Come to your plank. Let's take 5 breaths here. And then come into that extended position, that swan position. All right. Do a couple more of these. That down dog position. So reach out, legs long, tailbone reaching up where the wall and ceiling meet, crown of the head, reaching down to the front edge of your seat of your chair, but the spine stays long. All right, come forward. 5 breaths in your plank. My chair's a little squeaky. Hopefully you can't hear it. And now I'm going to come into that extended position. My gaze will come up. I'm going to press right back into my down dog. Good. Put some tension on the chair with your hands so that you're reaching out nice and long. Open up the front of that chest. All right, we're going to come forward. We're going to come to our plank, our 5 breaths. You're doing great. And now come to that swan position. Chest opens. We get a nice stretch of the front of the chest. If you've been spending more time seated, I suspect you have not been, but it's a nice way to stretch. Here's our last round of those. So your down dog with the chair, opening the chest. Come to your plank. Pull those abs in. Don't let anything get saggy, even if you're getting tired. And now you're going to come up to your swan. You're doing awesome. All right, step on up and out of it. Nicely done. All right, we're going to use the chair again for a bent over row. You're going to need your heavier weight. So I'm going to, I think I'll stand at a little bit of an angle. So I'm going to put my left hand on the chair and my left leg comes back. And the weight is on my right leg. My right arm hangs down. My right knee is slightly bent. Maybe that's more than slightly. All right, and then I'm going to just make a rowing motion as I pull my elbow up. It's as if I was reaching down to start a lawnmower or something that was laying on its side. And 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Spine is long. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Now, if that bent over position is too low for you, use the top of your chair. I'm going to go to the other side. The weight's going to be in my left hand, and I'll do the other version here, I think. All right, so my right leg is back, my right hand is on the chair, my left knee is bent, and I'm going to pull up, straight up, elbow right to the ceiling. 3, 4, 5. This might be easier on your wrist, 2, 6, depending on your chair, 8, 9, 10, 11, your height of your chair, 13, 14, 15. All right, we're going to rinse and repeat. You could also, I'll give you another variation. You could kneel on your chair, put your hand down so that my standing leg is straight. So my right leg is pretty straight. My right hand has the weight. Now, depending on how tall you are, this will make a difference, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, I'm going to turn my back to you. I apologize, but use which version works for you. For the way I did it here initially, the top or knee and hand on the chair. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Control it. 9. Exhale up. Inhale to release it. 13, 14, 15. All right, so that is for the back side of the shoulder and those muscles around the shoulder blade. Great for posture, right? So we don't come here, but we open things up. We strengthen the muscles on the back side of the body so that we open up the chest. Next, we're going to work those little tricep muscles. Choose your position. I'm going to go to that kneeling position again. Let me just pivot a little bit to the side. My elbow's going to stay in line with my hip. You've done this before. I'm going to kick the weight back with the heel of my hand. And 2, 3, push it through. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Activate that muscle as the arm extends. Here's your last one. So as soon as the arm is long, flex your muscle. All right, left side. Elbow in by the hip and kick it back. And 2, 3. Heel of the hand right up to the ceiling. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, right side again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hopefully you've got some fun music on. Here's our last one. Tricep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alrighty, nicely done. We're going to come to sit in the chair. Have your weights handy. I'm going to park my weights right underneath my chair. And I'm going to sit in my chair. I'm going to extend my right leg long. So I work the quad, the front of that leg muscle, and a little bit of the shin. And my spine should be nice and long. I'm not slumped down in my chair. I'm nice and long. Put your hands at your heart center. Inhale and rotate. Good. If you have one of the O's, start the twist with your gaze. Keep it small. Keep it in the upper back. All right, leg stays long. Rotate. We work the obliques here. We got shin. We've got thigh, front of the thigh. We got obliques. Good. And rotate. This one and the last one. Good. Unwind and come on back. Left leg long. Flex the ankle. We'll stretch out the back side of that leg. Try to make that leg parallel to the floor, hands at heart center. And twist into the knee. Again, adjust if you've got one of the O's. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, now, if that's getting a little tiring on you, you can take the twist out of it and put your hands on the edges of your chair and just hold. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep it lifted. 9, 10, 11, 12, spine long, 14, 15. All right, let's switch it. Left leg now. All right, extend it chest high. 2, 3, 4, 5. I see you. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Woo! Let's fold forward with a nice long spine. Legs wide. All right, we're going to add a little something to it. Take your heavy weight. Now, I'm going to say heavy. It might need to be light depending on how heavy your heavy weight is, depending on what you've got at home. All right, so here's the move. I'm going to punch and go wherever your hand naturally wants to go. I'm going to punch across the body with my weight. And as I do, I'm going to kick the opposite leg. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, bind stays long, 6, 7, 8, 9, reach out through the heel, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know, if it gets too much, leave something out. I would leave the leg out. We've already worked the legs. Weight in your left hand, right leg kicks. And 1, 2, 3. Whatever punch you did with one side, you do the same with the other. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, let's call that one good. All right, take your light weights. And I'm going to put 2 of my light weights together. So these are, I think total it would be about 3.5 pounds. You have to decide. If you have any shoulder issues, you're going to keep this really small or unweighted. Sorry, I need to get a drink. So the other thing today we're going to do, so this works the top of the shoulder and the back of the arm. What we're going to do today is we're going to draw the sword, but we're going to keep our elbow and our hand in line with our shoulder. So my weights are in my right hand, and I'm going to reach out. And 2. My elbow sort of leads it. 3, 4. Let me turn a little sideways. 5, 6, 7, 8. My palm faces down at the end range. 12, 13. I might be off count. Somebody will let me know. 14 and 15. I hear you. All right. Left side. I'm going to start with the weights in my hand by my right hip. And I reach it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to lighten myself up. I'm going to go down to 1.8 pounds. So same thing. Let me turn a little sideways. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Activate that muscle at the end when the arm is straight. 7, 8. Control it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You got it. 15. That muscle's getting warm. All right, weight in your left hand, right hip. Start it. 2. Whoops, 1, 2. I forgot how to count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, I'm going to set my light weight down. We're going to use our heavier weights. Now, sort of do a tester. Here's the 2 moves we're going to do. You decide if you need a weight or not. So I'm going to turn a little sideways again. My palms are going to face forward. My arms are going to be up, and I'm going to focus on pulling down. And then I'm push it back up, and I'm going to pull it down. Push it back up and pull it down. That's the first move. And then the other move is parallel to the floor. So arms stay parallel. I'm going to pull in. Imagine rowing at chest level. If you need to make it a little lower, that's fine. So you decide. I might have to bail on these weights. They're kind of heavy for this move for me. But you decide. It's always fine to not use a weight or use a super light weight, especially if you have shoulder issues. Both of these are going to be heavy shoulder work, right? So the first exercise where we pull down, we're going to focus on this lat, that triangular shape, big muscle on the backside that gives bodybuilders that V shape. And the next one will be all the little muscles on the back of the shoulder blade and a wrapped around. A little bit on the front to hold the arms up. So let's just do 15 of each. I'm going to start with my arms up. I'm going to drag it down and push it back up and focus on the drag it down. And drag it down. And pull. Bring those shoulder blades together behind you. Here's number 6. And 7. Release any tension in your shoulders and your face. Put a little smile on your face. That will help. I know it's hard. Woo! Let's do 3 more. 1. Pull it down. Focus through your pinky finger. And 3. Woo! Put your weights on your shoulders. Let's just give a little shake. A little rock to and fro. All right, now we're going to row, bringing our shoulder blades together. All those little muscles that work around the shoulder blade on the back side of the shoulder. Again, for posture. Palms out and down. And 1. Pull it in. Focus on pulling it in. Shoulder blades come together. And 3. Arms stay parallel to the floor or sag just a little bit toward the floor. 6. 7. 8. Belly stays in. 9. 10. Don't let your torso rock around. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good job. Take those same heavy weights and put them on your thighs. Now, because the way my weights are long, I have to separate my thighs a little bit, my knees a little bit. You do what works for you. I'm also going to stagger my weights. Ideally, I'd have them lined up with each other, but that won't work with these weights. So I'm going to sit up tall. My abs are engaged. This is a core work. A lot of the stuff that we've done in the chair also incorporates core. When we're seated upright like this, we make a, a spine sandwich. The muscles on the back side activate, the spine's in the middle, the muscles on the front side of the body activate and create the bread, and the spine is the meat of the sandwich. All right, feet parallel to each other. Weights on your knees. We're going to pick up one knee and set it down. Pick up the other knee and set it down. And up, and up, and up, and you're marching. And 1, and 2. Straight up, 3, and 4. Keep your belly in. And 6, and 7, and 8. Reach out through the crown of your head. And 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, 14, last one, and that was 15. Alrighty. We're going to keep those weights on our thighs. We're going to work the calves again. So when we stand and we do those calf raises, that's what we'll call them, we work one part of the calf muscle. There's a couple of them, a couple of calf muscles. And now we're going to work the other one in this seated position. So I'm going to turn my toes out. So my heels are closer together than my toes, and I create this V shape. The weights are on my knees. My belly is active, and I'm going to lift and lower. Let's up for 2 and down for 2. Up for 2 and down, slow and controlled. You got it. Crown of the head is lifted toward the floor. And up for 2 and down for 2. And up and down. And up and down. And up and down. You got it. We got 5, 4. Work across the whole ball of the foot. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Set your weights back down. I think we're actually done with those. With all of your weights, I'm going to go ahead and move mine all the way out of the way so I don't have to do it in a minute or two. I'm going to just toss them out of the way. Do what you need to do. We're going to come to this seated position once again. I'm going to pick up my right ankle and cross it over my left knee. I'm going to push my right knee down toward the mat. toward the floor. I'm going to put a little tension on it with my forearm. If that feels okay, you can increase the tension a little bit. We're going to just hold out here. We're going to count to about 10. Good. Now keep that knee aiming toward the floor. Take your left hand and put it on your right knee and your right hand behind your right hip. Now, use your gaze to initiate it if you have one of the O's. If you don't, you can just go for it in a gentle way. So I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to rotate right. I'm going to put my left hand on the outside of my right knee, and give myself a little traction. Once we're rotated, and again, this is going to be much smaller for those of you with an O. We're going to hold it for another couple of breaths. Keep that knee aiming down toward the floor. And then gently unwind. Good. Set that right foot down. Take the left ankle, cross it over your right knee. Push down on your left knee. Now one side may be different. I have an injury in my left hip, so my left hip does not rotate open like that other one does. When we're stretching, we need to hold the position for a good 45 seconds in order for that stretch reflex to let go. It's kind of our emergency safety brake. Right hand on your left knee, left hand behind you. Gaze initiates it or just go for it. Good. Keep that knee aiming down. So I'm still putting some pressure downward and rotating, pushing on the outside of my knee. I'm sitting up nice and tall. Unwind our spine, Gently unwind. Nicely done. All right. Let us reconfigure things. We're going to come to stand on our mat. Here's the place where you'll probably want to take off your shoes if you're going to do so. You don't have to. I'm going to step out of frame for a second while I move my chair and get a drink. Hopefully you have had enough time to do what you need. I'll pause just for another moment. We're going to come stand wide along the long edge of our mat with our toes turned out just like when we were doing our calf work. We're going to bend our knees. Keep those knees aiming away just like we did in that figure 4 stretch. And then reach your right hand over your left knee and then come back to center. Left hand over right and come back to center. Just shifting. Both knees stay bent, but one will become more bent. As I reach left, my left knee becomes more bent. My right knee straightens up a bit. It won't totally straighten probably, but I'm just going to shift from side to side. Reaching and reaching and reaching. Good. Let's come up to that starfish position. Now I'm going to rotate left. I'm going to open my hips to the long edge of my mat. My front leg and my back leg are straight. So now my hips are open to the long edge. My left hand's over my left leg. My right hand's behind me. I'm going to glide forward and come down into that triangle. Use the back of the hand on the left side on the inside of your left leg. Open things up. Bend your front leg. Come to warrior 2. Good. Straighten. Glide forward. Triangle. Open the chest. Good. Open, open, open your chest. Bend the knee and come to warrior 2. Gaze out over your front arm. Make your wingspan long. Nice. Straighten the front leg. Glide. Fingernails along the inside of your left leg. Open that chest. Good. Come on back. Let's come to face forward or the long edge of your mat. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open the, almost fell over. Open your chest up toward the sky. Good. Release your hands. Now we're going to rotate to your right. Hips are open to the long edge of your mat. Your right arm is out in front. Your right knee is straight. We're going to glide forward, triangle on the right. Open that chest. Keep those hips open to the long edge. Bend your front knee, come to warrior two. Gaze forward, make that wingspan long. Straighten, glide, reach. You got this. Bend, come back. Reach. Straighten, glide, lower. Open your chest. Bend your knee out to warrior two again. Come back to the center, interlace your hands. Open that chest. Pick your hands up off your low back. Push your hips forward. We'll stretch out those hip flexors that we worked in the chair. They might be tired. All right, let's do a little loosening. So remember back in the 70s when we did the bump, right? So stand with your feet right underneath you. Step onto your left foot and bump an imaginary person to your left. And then step to your right and bump an imaginary person to your right. And step left and bump, right and bump. Left and bump, right and bump. Let those hips loosen. Who cares if somebody sees you? All right, one more each side. Good. All right, now we're going to bring our arms out to that T. Put your palms forward so your thumbs reach toward the ceiling. If you know your balance challenge, although I don't think any of you guys are, have a chair handy. Here's your moment. I'll pause for just a second. You can grab a chair. And I apologize, I had you move it, but it'll be in the way in a minute. All right. Weight on your left. Arms out, thumbs up. Pick up your right knee. Put your right ankle on your left knee. Bring your hands into heart center. Sit down in that figure four and a chair. An imaginary chair. So if I had my chair, I'd be holding on to it with one hand. Probably on my left side. Good. Come on up. Shake it out. Imagine you washed your hands for the 400th time today and there's water on your hands and you have no more paper towels. And I want you to fling the water off your fingers. Fling it in every direction. Fling, 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 fling. Until you feel like your hands don't have any more water to fling. Okay, now to the other side. Now, if you're using a chair, you either scoot the chair over or you turn around. All right? Okay, weight on my right foot. Pick up my left knee, my arms out, my thumbs up. Reach up through the crown of your head. Pick up your left knee. Set your left ankle on your right knee. Hands come to heart center. Dynamic stability. A big challenge. Come on and sit in your chair. Weight yourself on the four corners of your foot. Your booty's way far out behind you. Come on up. Shake out your legs. You had to wash your hands again. Fling, 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 fling. Fling to the right, fling low, fling to the left, fling high, fling in all different directions. All right, let's make our way down to the mat. We're going to come to a seated position with your legs out in front of you. Move your junk out of your trunk. You know who you are. Put a pad underneath your hips if you need to. Bring your right knee, bend it. Put the sole of your right foot on the inside of your left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Right hand on the outside of your left knee. Left hand behind you. Slightly behind your left hip. And then sit up tall. Exhale and rotate left. Good. Use your gaze just like you did before. You guys are smart and know what to do. Right? If you have one of the O's, you're going to keep this small. Gently unwind. Switch it up. Right leg long. Left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Left hand on the outside of your right knee. Right hand behind you. Sit up tall. Good. Gaze it first. And exhale and rotate. Keep that left knee aiming down toward the floor. Keep the spine nice and long. It's as if your spine is a barber pole, right? Those stripes that float around. I want you to imagine the stripes are floating up to the top toward the sky, and that's the way your spine is rotating upward. If your spine had stripes, your stripes would be moving toward the ceiling. Good. Gently unwind. All right, let's come on to our sides for our side plank. So either on your knees with your feet behind you and one nice long line here, and on my forearm, or I can be my legs long. One leg stacked on top of each other is harder. Top leg in front will be a little bit easier. Okay? So, and you can also be on full on your hand. For most of us, we have a little wrist issue. You don't want to cause more problems, so this is fine. This is actually more challenging. The closer we are to the floor, that angle, right, the more challenging it is. All right, so pick up your hips, and we're going to count. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Good. So oblique work, core work. Now, lay long. Set your head on your bicep, your arm on the bottom. All right. Now I want you to pick up your top leg. Now my feet, so my spine essentially is lined up with the long edge of my mat behind me, and my feet are at the front corner of my mat, one down at the end of my mat. I'm going to pick up my top leg. I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to work my inner thigh. I'm going to pick up my bottom leg. 2, 3. If you are strong enough, put your top hand on your top hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. In between, let's come to your bellies. Reach your arms out overhead. Separate your knees. Pick up your belly button. Hover your nose over the mat. Pick up your right arm, your left leg, and lower. And left arm, right leg, and lower. Keep your belly lifted, and lower, and lift, and lower. Lift, and lower, lift, and lower. Work those glutes. Again, we're working all those posture muscles that keep us upright. Good. We're also working our core by keeping our belly lifted, protecting our low back. We're working our glutes and our hamstrings, that place where the hamstring comes together with our buttock. One more each side. Good. Make your way up and over to lying on your left side. I'm going to be on my elbow. I'm going to have my top leg in front. Again, my spine is pretty much lined up with the back edge of my mat, and my feet are in line with my torso or slightly ahead of it. I'm going to pick everything up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One side's always worse. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Come on down. I can't remember what I did last time, how many counts I did. Bring your head down and rest it on the underarm. Bring your feet forward. Pick up your top leg and lift and lift. The under leg comes. We work the inner thigh. 3. Make your foot parallel to the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alrighty. Come to your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Stretch out that low back a little bit. Modify the stretch. I'm going to bring my knees wide. I might do a little hip circle here. But take this stretch that feels right for you right now. And then we'll take another moment or so here. And then I'm going to reach my arms and legs away as if I'm stretching in the morning. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to bring my knees into my chest. We're going to do that 2 more times. Every time we exhale, we're going to roar. You ready? Inhale, reach long, stretch it out. Exhale, roar. Good. Here's our last big finale. Inhale, long. Exhale, roar. Roar. Well done, everybody. Well done. I'll see you next time.